Action on a host of bills in the Washington legislature centered on gun control. Now at 6, one that requires a background check, waiting period, and safety training to buy a gun, now headed to the governor.
And more showers are on the way tonight with possible thunderstorms. A windy Tuesday is ahead. Jason will have the details in your first alert weather forecast.
Now, KAPP local news at 6.
Gun control now at the center of legislation that has passed the Washington legislature. Now at 6, a ban on so-called assault weapons making strides over the weekend toward approval. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Madeline Hagan.
And I'm Alyssa Warner. The assault weapons ban is one of 2 gun control proposals advancing to historic levels in the state legislature. A controversial proposal that would require safety training, a completed background check, and a 10-day waiting period before you can buy a gun is now headed to Governor Inslee's desk.
What we have in front of us is a bill that is about safety. It's about ensuring that everyone who wants to own a gun can indeed get a gun, and they can do it in a safe manner.
Second substitute House Bill 1143 started out as a proposal that would have required you to get a permit before you could buy a gun in the state of Washington. Oregon voters approved a similar law last November that's been tied up in court for months now. While Washington lawmakers eventually removed the part about a permit, this proposal still imposes several new steps before you can make a purchase. Ahead of the final state Senate vote, several lawmakers raised concerns about the training requirement.
Currently, again, Washington does not require any training for purchasing a firearm. So, therefore, there are no trainers that are certified and meet the requirements that this bill is requiring.
There has also been a lot of debate over whether a 10-day waiting period between getting a background check and buying a gun will make people safer.
The sad fact today is that over half of suicides are committed with a firearm. There are very few do-overs when a gun is used. And that's why, Mr. President, this cooling off period that's in the bill is so critically important.
There may be a mom with a couple of little girls and in a serious domestic violence situation. Even if she finds the instructor, and if she can afford the class, and if she can get into one of those classes that don't exist today, she will still have to wait another 10 days after the purchase of the firearm to protect herself.
This is a modified version of legislation that Governor Inslee asked for.
Mr. President, there are 28 ayes, 18 nays, 3 excused.
So he is expected to sign it.
Gross second substitute House Bill 1143 is amended by the Senate is declared passed. The title of the bill will be the title of the act.
Now, that proposal is set to take effect on January 1st of next year, assuming that the governor does sign it.
Another gun control proposal that would take effect right away if Governor Inslee signs it is the so-called assault weapons ban that's been proposed every year since 2017 and passed the state Senate over the weekend. Substitute House Bill 1240 says the legislature wants to limit the prospective sale of assault weapons while allowing currently existing legal owners to retain the assault weapons they currently own. That's somewhat controversial since the bill includes more than 3 pages listing certain types of guns and certain gun features that would all be covered by the ban. 1240 bans people from making, buying, or selling these guns with a few exemptions. You are allowed to inherit, and you're also allowed to keep the guns you legally own. You can sell an assault weapon that you legally own to a gun dealer, but they can only sell that gun to a law enforcement agency, military, or someone outside of Washington state. And the Washington State Sheriff's Association issued a response to the bill passing, saying they oppose gun bans because they ignore the larger problem.
Yeah, KAPP-KVEW's Emily Goodell spoke with the Franklin County Sheriff, who says a better solution might require thinking outside the box.
More than 200 people have been killed in mass shootings in the U.S. in 2023, marking a decade-long high. But Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond says people have become used to it.
We move on with life, and then it happens again somewhere else in the country, and it's not my neighborhood, it's somebody else's neighborhood, and we get complacent instead of looking at what is the true problem and how do we stop this from reoccurring and reoccurring and reoccurring.
The sheriff says some state firearms laws help, like waiting 10 days to get a gun.
If I go buy a gun and I have to wait 2 or 3 weeks, then to get it, to make sure I'm not the boogeyman, for lack of better words, I'm okay with that. That's good stuff. That's good community prevention, those type of things.
But he says the latest legislation restricting the sale and manufacturing of semi-automatic firearms in Washington state misses the mark.
If people think by taking guns away from people that it's going to stop. It's not going to stop. You have to address the behavior.
But until someone figures out a foolproof way to identify mass shooters before they act and stop them in their tracks, the sheriff says it's about minimizing damage when it does happen.
How are you going to look at the problem and address it so that there isn't casualties or the percentage of casualties goes downward? By environmental design, by hardening the targets, meaning one ingress, egress point to whatever facility where you can control it, and frankly, arming people so that they don't get the opportunity just to go in and shoot kids and everybody up because of our lack of preparedness.
And by working together on a long-term solution.
I want my grandkids to go to a safe school, and I'm willing to do pretty much whatever it takes, minus give up my constitutional rights and guarantees to keep them safe. Time for people to start thinking outside of the box.
Reporting, Emily Goodell, KAPP Local News.
Again, House Bill 1240 has... go ahead.
House Bill 1240 has been sent back to the House with some modifications from the Senate. If it ends up going to the governor's desk before the session ends on the 23rd of this month, and if Governor Inslee does sign it as expected, that bill would go into effect immediately.
Now moving to the weather with gray skies and the potential for rain looming over our region. Alyssa, rather just kind of gloomy day everywhere.
Gloomy here in the Tri-Cities, but we're seeing on our Skywatch radar there is a lot of rain coming down in Yakima. Jason Valentine has a look at what to expect for this evening.
Good Monday evening, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend and a nice day today. Well, folks, we have quite a bit of shower activity throughout our areas, and that's going to continue into very early tomorrow morning. By your commute tomorrow between 6 and 8, we'll see drier conditions but wet roads. We should even see some sunshine tomorrow, but winds are going to be picking up tomorrow. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, especially during your afternoon. But for tonight, we're going to have those showers until about 4 a.m. tomorrow. And we are seeing some heavier cells come through the mid-Columbia and the Blue Mountain region that could include some thunder and lightning. So keep an eye out for that. So we could see a little bit of shower activity on Wednesday afternoon, some scattered showers. But other than that, this is the bulk through tomorrow morning of showers this week. But again, we have those winds to deal with tomorrow and cooler temperatures as well until we get to a weekend that, just like last week, we're going to be seeing a big warm up into and then a cool down into the next work week. So folks, stick with us. All of your forecasts coming up. But for right now, send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Jason. Well, 50 years can hold a lot of memories, accomplishment, and of course, many stories. After nearly half a century as a firefighter, Pasco Fire Chief Bob Gear will retire in May. Today, photojournalist Chris Whitmer and I stopped by Station 84 to learn what 5 decades as a firefighter has looked like for Chief Gear. Getting fired at 19 years old may have been the best thing that happened for Bob Gear's career.
And I'm like, what? Yeah, no, you're done. You need to go find another job.
Your own family?
Yeah. Yeah, you need to go find another job. It's something that's going to have a career.
It was 1974. After getting the boot, he pursued a fire academy in Tacoma.
I hadn't really thought about being a firefighter.
Gear's first job was for a fire district in Maple Valley, Washington.
I remember I was riding the tailboard at the time, the back step of the fire engine, which is what we did. And I can remember looking up over the hose and seeing the column of smoke and this big old farmhouse on fire.
Gear would eventually move his family to Benton County, where he worked for Fire District Number 1. And the rest is history. In September 2001, Gear was a deputy incident commander for a national team.
I think day 3 afterwards. And that was a pretty historical event in my mind. It was 30 days in New York. Our team was responsible for what they call logistics to support the rescue efforts.
In 2003, Corsicana, Texas, where he would help with the Columbia shuttle recovery. Gear has also had a big hand in shaping wildfire response policy in the region.
In California, I applied to go to their command academy. And that's where I learned a lot and came back and said, okay, there's more than one way to do this.
Then in 2009, Gear pursued what he thought would be an interesting and short stint with the Pasco Fire Department.
I told my wife maybe just 5 years because I was eligible for retirement at the time. Well, 5 years has now turned into 15. So obviously it's been a great place to work, or it wouldn't have been 15 years.
I asked Chief Gear what his best advice for new firefighters is.
Treat people the way you expect to be treated. If I make a mistake and I own up to it, you make a decision. I've never made a wrong decision until after I made it.
As for what's ahead for Chief Gear, he'll be fulfilling all those dreams of logging that were put on hold in 1974. He has 83 acres of timber in the Blues to keep him busy, all thanks to his son's influence.
Dad's never going to retire unless he has something else to do. So, I'm not retiring, I'm changing jobs. It's just going to look a little different.
Well, Chief Gear plans on helping with wildfires this summer and is overseeing construction of Station 85 in Pasco. His last day is May 31st, but it's safe to say Chief Gear has a wealth of knowledge that he'll continue to share for many years to come.
So we need to keep that in mind for our own dads.
Absolutely,
in a couple of years.
Yes. Keep them busy, have something to occupy their time. He says he's sure his wife will enjoy his presence a little bit more, but definitely he's not leaving the fire industry. That's for sure.
That is good to hear. Well, it's been serving up burgers and shakes for decades in Union Gap. Now Miners Drive-In celebrates a milestone anniversary. We'll share that with you coming up.
Plus, call it a comeback. An endangered population in Washington now on the rebound.
And a Washington native on the trip of a lifetime. She's making connections, going on 34 dates in 19 countries. You're watching KAPP Local News at 6.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Keep a flock healthy and happy with the largest selection of purina around. Plus, all the equipment you need to keep the farm running right. And we have the best customer service. We really do. Northwest Farm Supply in Hermiston, Prosser, and Othello.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
He's going to speak now.
The bad news, most cell companies only give you discounts if you meet their hidden requirements.
I bet he says the good news now.
The good news, US Cellular gives you $500 off any phone when you choose an unlimited evolved plan. No plan restrictions or trade-ins needed.
So nice.
So, friend who always has a broken phone can finally get a new one.
It's just a scratch.
It's broken.
No.
Oh. It's busted.
We're good. Oh no.
Get $500 off any phone with no hidden requirements. US Cellular, built for us.
Tired of using the cup holder for your phone? Introducing the Cup Call Phone Mount, a brand new next-generation phone stand that fits right in your vehicle's cup holder. Just drop it in and twist for a custom fit every time. The secret is the rubberized holders at the base that, with just a twist, contract or expand to lock it in place. The adjustable holder ratchets down on any size device until the button is pressed to release the phone. Cup Call adjusts up or down and swivels left or right. Plus, the open bottom means easy access for charger cables. Get Cup Call for just $19.99. But wait, call right now and you can double the offer. Plus, you can get a 10-pack of Air Police 4 face masks. Just pay separate fee, and we'll even ship it to you free. This is a TV-only offer that is not available on Amazon. So call or click now.
Call 1-800-374-3084. That's 1-800-374-3084. Or visit getcupcall.com. So call 1-800-374-3084 now.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
New chicken nuggets from KFC?
Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. According to the Department of Fish and Wildlife, Washington's wolf population is still on the rise. Gray wolves have been endangered on and off since being killed off in the 1930s, but last year there was a big step in recovery.
Yeah, KVEW's Riley Fitzgerald says 2 wolves in Klickitat County are now leading the way for Washington wolf recovery plans.
We just know that there's a pair of wolves. It's a male and a female. We know one of the wolves was collared before it came down here, so we were able to kind of watch as it dispersed through that collar data and figure out where it ended up, and somehow along the way it met up with another wolf.
According to the newest report out on Washington's gray wolves recovery, the recovery is moving along to meet the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife's goals. Recovery is focused in 3 regions the Department of Fish and Wildlife is keeping an eye on.
Yeah, they could be the grandparents of the South Cascades wolves.
Eastern Washington has seen a thriving number of wolf packs and breeding pairs, and the Northern Cascades region is getting there, but the one region that has been struggling, that hasn't seen a pack in more than a decade, is the South Cascades.
When I saw this map this year that showed this incredible growth in the North Cascades as well as this pack in the South Cascades, I was just thrilled by this growth. It really shows us that recovery is happening in Washington.
They are the Big Muddy Pack, the first to recolonize the South Cascades region.
Now that we have our first pack, this is the first step. So that is super exciting to us.
But there's still more before the Department of Fish and Wildlife will count this as progress.
What we hope to see next is that those successful breeding pairs occur and occupy the South Cascades.
The department counted 216 wolves in 37 packs across Washington in 2022, but this is just the minimum number they counted. They counted 206 wolves and 33 packs the year before.
Washington never reintroduced wolves. Wolves were not reintroduced to Washington. They came back on their own. And so wolves are a native species here.
This is the 14th consecutive year Washington has seen the wolf population has grown. Reporting for KAPP Local News, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Now, Julia Smith says wolves are endangered statewide and federally endangered in western Washington, but federally delisted in the eastern third of our state.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday evening, everyone. Again, hope you had a wonderful weekend, a nice day today. We do have heavy rain tonight, especially in the Mid-Columbia and the Blue Mountain region, and it could be accompanied by some thunderstorms. And a windy Tuesday is ahead. Actually, it's going to start in our overnight period. So let's take a look at our futurecast. Heavier cells coming through the Blue Mountain region and a little bit of heavier cells through Yakima and Ellensburg, but the best chance for any electricity will be through the Blues and the Tri-Cities. As we get to 10 o'clock tonight, some very heavy cells coming through. Then it's going to continue to lighten up, but as we get to tomorrow morning, we're finally going to start to see it leave. So after midnight, Ellensburg, Yakima, Toppenish getting a break, then that will be moving on, and then scattered showers for your Tuesday with those heavy winds. I'll get to that in a bit. As we get to Wednesday morning, we're going to have some snow in the Blue Mountain region. Could even see a little rain-snow mix to rain early on Wednesday. And then as we head into Wednesday afternoon, we could see a little bit of shower activity. And then, folks, we should finally start to dry up as we move along in our work week into our weekend. So nicer conditions are on the way, I promise. Just quite a tumultuous start to our week with the rain today and into tomorrow morning and the winds. Also, cooler temperatures. This is almost a carbon copy with what we saw last week. We had a warm Monday, an average Monday, and then much cooler temperatures as we moved along in the week, and then boom, warmed right up for our weekend. So nicer conditions and warmer conditions are on the way. The sun will come first and the warmer conditions will come after that. So quite a spike in our winds. These are going to start double-digit winds overnight. Then as we get to tomorrow afternoon, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. So a very blustery afternoon. So just batten down the hatches, but then it will slow down into our overnight period. And folks, we'll be right around that 10 mile per hour mark as we head into our weekend. So today and tomorrow morning, we're quite a bit of showers, and then tomorrow we're looking at all that wind. So take a look at our almanac. Look at the Yakima region. They were very chilly today, mid-50s. About 7 or so degrees off the average, still a little bit warmer overnight. But on the other hand, the Tri-Cities were above the average, just barely, and that's staying overnight. But the Blue Mountain region well above average today in those lower 70s. All right, our 2023 countdown, we are 8 days away from tax day. You get a little bit of a break. It's on the 18th of this month. The NFL draft right here on KAPP ABC, 2 weeks from Thursday, and Memorial Day 7 weeks from today. So in our overnight period, we are looking at, again, shower activity till very early. A little bit of thunder and lightning possible, mid to lower 40s or mid to upper 30s, depending on where you're at, but above the freezing level across the board. That is important. As we head into tomorrow, pretty much mid to lower 50s with those winds hitting especially in the afternoon, but still a pretty windy morning is on the way. You could see a quick little spritz tomorrow as well. So for the Tri-Cities, we're going to be in those mid to upper 50s through Thursday with that afternoon shower activity on Wednesday. Then much nicer conditions as we head into the weekend, peaking at 73 on Sunday. Overnight lows just above or well above the freezing mark for the week ahead. In the Yakima region, afternoon showers likely on Wednesday as well. And then as we move into the weekend, we are looking much nicer. So folks, get ready for all that shower activity, heavy at times for the Mid-Columbia and the Blues overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then those winds start very early tomorrow, and they're going to peak during your afternoon for your Tuesday.
At Vapiano, we invite you to slow down, enjoy the journey. Make a reservation today. Taste wine where it's created. Sample a variety of wines from Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estates, Walla Walla.
What is a leader? Someone who has backbone, resilience, determination to put a stake in the ground and get their hands a little dirty. Arrow Construction Supply has been the Northwest's leading provider of asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. From homeowner do-it-yourself to large commercial projects, we have everything for sale or rent to get the job done. Your locally owned and operated Arrow Construction Supply, leading the way and hitting our mark for 30 years.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
Get 4.99% APR for up to 60 months on a Toyota certified used Camry, Corolla, or RAV4. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Are you making these money mistakes that will
ruin your life?
Act rich, get rich.
It's new. It's gross. It's Bitcoin. Crypto, baby! Are you wondering, how am I making money? How am I traveling the world and just living my best life? Well, it's pretty easy, okay?
See what I mean? Let's talk about managing your money in real life.
Mom, get out of here!
Thank you.
Find a healthier approach to money at Giza.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Whether you're looking for your next houseplant, getting those spring flowers in the ground, or planting your dream garden landscape, Queensgate Gardens is the place to go. Queensgate Gardens in Richland. Let's grow together.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
An awesome landscape carved 15,000 years ago.
You're standing on the edge of what was once the world's largest waterfall.
It's Grand Coulee country.
That spectacular place.
Fly the Northwest. KAPP local news at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back, everyone. Around this time last year, 40-year-old Washington State native Lonnie James set out on a mission to travel the world, not just to see the sights, but to make connections along the way using dating apps.
Very interesting. She's gone on 34 first dates in 19 countries, and it's come with an unexpected bonus. She says the men she's met open up more since there's no pressure for a second date.
Sit across from someone or go on a walk or go on an adventure and get to ask them about their culture. I get to ask them what it's like dating. I get to ask them about gender roles and their views on love and relationships.
Her wanderlust came from her mother, who never got to live her retirement dreams. She died after a long battle with Alzheimer's. James says she wanted to create the life she wanted now, not put it on off and hope she could do it later.
But even though she is an adventure junkie, she still takes plenty of precautions. She doesn't let anyone know where she's staying, doesn't give out her phone number until she's met her date in person, and she consistently shares her location with people back home in Washington. Good to know that she's taking those steps.
Absolutely. And what an adventure for a single gal. And also you're seeing parts of the country you never see otherwise.
Parts of the
fantastic.
world.
Yeah, absolutely. The world. Yes, absolutely. You're watching KAPP Local News at 6. We're back in just a moment.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
The last thing you want people thinking about when they're in their golden years is money. We have a new family member living with us, which is my mother-in-law, Kathleen. She has had MS since my husband's been 6. We have our caregivers that come into the home and help out with her. She gets showers every day. Walk Cares is a really unique program. As you get older, you're still cared for and you're still valuable. It's just great to know that if needed, Walk Cares will be there for them.
Special report.
Spectrum just launched Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are!
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile with no contract. Call 1-833-743-4999.
The Coopers here just got Spectrum One. Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection. Look, with Spectrum Internet, I can stream Spectrum News across all our devices.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats, keeping our family and devices safe and secure.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
And it includes nationwide 5G.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile with talk, text, and data. Call 1-833-743-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
At the Blue Mountain Station Cooperative in Dayton, Washington, we offer you the Pacific Northwest's finest local products: fresh baked goods, locally grown produce, artisan cheese, fresh roasted coffee, wine, honey, and so much more. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
Spring Fever fun has arrived at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Sizzle your way to over $7 grand in cash and free play with 30,000 Spring Fever hot seats every Friday and Saturday. Plus surprise gifts during spring cleaning swipe and win. Win up to $2,000 cash with our quick cash giveaway and $10,000 bingo April 23rd. With so many ways to win, any day can be yours. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
Do you have any land that gets no use? Save some money by using an American-made power racking system. It's a more cost-effective option than a standard pole and concrete method. Invest in green energy with the pros at Solar Power Northwest. Solar Power Northwest, a better way to solar.
New chicken nuggets from KFC?
Everybody is gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Welcome back, everyone. Miners Drive-In has been a popular spot for travelers and locals alike in Union Gap for years. Now it's celebrating its 75th anniversary. It opened on April 9th, 1948 as a small family-owned drive-in offering burgers, fries, and shakes. It's been passed down from miner to miner and still has the same offerings, though on a bigger scale than when they began. The family says they feel fortunate to still be open.
Especially since COVID, it was, really hard getting supplies and stuff like that, certain kinds of food. It really put us to the test, but we prevailed.
The family says they're hoping the restaurant will continue to be open for generations to come. That menu looks delicious.
Well, and certainly everyone says, you know, if you're going from Eastern Washington to Western Washington, you always got to stop there.
Absolutely.
So.
It's on my list now.
Well, tonight we're taking a trip into history as veterans from Eastern Washington embark on an emotional journey to the nation's capital.
Also, construction kicks off on a busy Kennewick intersection, but the road work will last the rest of the year.
And learn the reason plans to turn old orchards into cannabis farms are now on hold. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
Now, KAPP local news at 6:30.
Tonight, millions of women and their health providers are currently in limbo after conflicting opinions were handed down from 2 federal judges on the legality of a key abortion medication, mifepristone.
A Texas judge ruled that the FDA overstepped by authorizing the drug, which has been available for 23 years. Right after that, a judge in Eastern Washington ordered the FDA to keep the medication readily available to the public.
Laura Aguirre reports.
The Texas ruling, which would suspend the FDA's long-standing approval of the abortion drug mifepristone, is only one part of an increasingly complicated legal tug-of-war.
Its role is to take life and not preserve it.
We have this other case in Washington, which is essentially finding exactly the opposite of what this extremist judge in Texas has found.
The Washington ruling Friday protects the use of the abortion drug in 17 states and the District of Columbia, among them Connecticut. And the message there was clear Monday.
Medication abortion is in Connecticut legal, safe, effective, and available, period, full stop.
The Biden administration vowing to use all legal means to fight the Texas ruling.
The president's made the commitment. We're going to use every available resource to protect a woman's right to reproductive health care.
South Carolina Republican Nancy Mace says her beliefs are pro-life, but also common sense.
90% of America is somewhere in the middle. And I think that 90% would be okay with listening to the FDA rather than a judge.
As the legal appeals to Friday's Texas ruling advance this week, Representative Mace has a political appeal to her GOP colleagues.
We are getting it wrong on this issue. We've got to show some compassion to women, especially women who've been raped, because by and large, most of Americans aren't with us on this issue.
I'm Laura Aguirre for KAPP Local News.
And today, the Justice Department officially filed an appeal asking for a higher court to weigh in on that legal battle. Now, one of the reasons there's so much concern about this ruling is that if the courts start overruling the FDA, there's concern that other medications could be at risk in the future.
Kennewick City officials say its busiest intersection is going to be under construction for the rest of the year starting today. That's Steptoe Street and Gage Boulevard, just west of the Columbia Center Mall. The intersection improvement project will add lanes to the busy intersection. Evelyn Lusignan says 25,000 cars go through that very intersection every day.
And with this intersection too at Gage and Steptoe, I think it's good to not only say, well, move traffic through faster and easier, it's also a safety improvement. Well, you know, with a busy intersection, you have more collisions, so the safety factor too will be improved.
Lusignan also says the construction is scheduled to last until January of 2024, and while most lanes will be open, she does suggest using an alternate route. And that is a very busy intersection, Alyssa, so plan ahead if you're traveling.
It is a busy intersection.
Yes.
Fortunately, construction crews are getting a break from the showers,
Sure
but that
thing.
might not last for very long. We're taking a look at our radar, and you can see the rain that we've been tracking over kind of in the Yakima area. We're thinking that may be moving east late tonight. Jason Valentine is tracking your first alert forecast.
Good Monday evening, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend and a nice day today. Well, folks, we have quite a bit of shower activity throughout our areas, and that's going to continue into very early tomorrow morning. By your commute tomorrow between 6 and 8, we'll see drier conditions but wet roads. We should even see some sunshine tomorrow, but winds are going to be picking up tomorrow. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, especially during your afternoon. But for tonight, we're going to have those showers until about 4 a.m. tomorrow. And we are seeing some heavier cells come through the mid-Columbia and the Blue Mountain region that could include some thunder and lightning. So keep an eye out for that. So we could see a little bit of shower activity on Wednesday afternoon, some scattered showers. But other than that, this is the bulk through tomorrow morning of showers this week. But again, we have those winds to deal with tomorrow and cooler temperatures as well until we get to a weekend that just like last week, we're going to be seeing a big warm up into and then a cool down into the next work week. So folks, stick with us. All of your forecasts coming up. But for right now, send it back to you.
Thank you, Jason. Opening arguments got underway this morning in Boise in the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell. Vallow Daybell stands accused of killing two of her children, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan. Remains of both turned up in 2019 on property that belongs to Vallow's husband, Chad Daybell. Vallow Daybell and her husband both charged in the children's deaths. Lori Vallow Daybell also faces charges related to Social Security survivor benefits meant for the care of her children. Prosecutors say the money was dispersed after the children disappeared and then turned up dead. The couple has pleaded not guilty. Chad Daybell will face a separate trial.
Now to another deadly mass shooting, this one in Louisville, Kentucky. Police say a 25-year-old man walked into a downtown bank this morning and started shooting, killing 4 people and injuring several others, including 2 police officers, all in a matter of moments.
Within 3 minutes of being dispatched, officers arrived on scene and encountered the suspect almost immediately, still firing gunshots. Officers exchanged gunshots with that suspect, and ultimately that suspect did die at the scene.
Investigators say the suspect was a bank employee who live streamed the attack. Meta, the company that owns Facebook and Instagram, says it has removed that video. The Associated Press reports this is the 15th mass shooting of 2023. And a bit of legislative drama, you could call it, over gun control in Tennessee. You may remember last week, 3 Tennessee state lawmakers were at risk of losing their seats because they joined a gun control protest inside the Capitol building. 2 of those lawmakers were expelled, but district officials are in charge of selecting replacements. And in Nashville, the Metropolitan Council voted today to send their representative right back to the Capitol. The second lawmaker could be reinstated with a similar vote tomorrow.
The EPA is expected to tighten emission restrictions. The proposed changes would require 2/3 of all new passenger vehicles sold in the U.S. to run on electric by 2032. California regulators voted last year to ban the sale of new gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Other states now also expected to adopt similar rules. And today marks the start of Food Waste Prevention Week in Washington state. The aim is to reduce food waste such as organic waste, which emits methane, which is a greenhouse gas. A family of 4 can save approximately $1,500 per year by eliminating food waste, according to the National Resource Defense Council. In 2019, state lawmakers directed the Washington Department of Ecology to come up with a plan to reduce food waste by 50%. That led to development of the Use Food Well Washington Plan and creation of the Washington Center for Sustainable Food Management. National Food Waste Prevention Week also takes place this week in hopes of raising awareness on the issue. In your money news, U.S. consumers begin to feel credit is more difficult to access. According to a new Federal Reserve Bank of New York survey of consumer expectations, the number of respondents who said obtaining credit has become harder to get versus a year ago reached the highest level in the survey's history. Consumers' year-ahead inflation expectations jumped for the first time since October. That marked the largest jump in one-year inflation expectations since March of 2022.
Would-be cannabis farmers here in the state of Washington planning to convert some of our former orchards into marijuana fields will have to put their operations on hold. The problem is pesticides. The State Liquor and Cannabis Board says recent tests along the Okanagan River, northeast of Lake Chelan, show soil contamination from the pesticide DDT, which can cause cancer. It's been banned since the 1970s, but the Associated Press reports marijuana plants are actually really good at pulling contaminants up from the ground. Then, of course, you end up with contaminated plants. And even companies that are growing marijuana without pesticides now have ended up with products that may need to be recalled because of leftover chemicals in the dirt. And an opportunity to safely and responsibly dispose of unwanted medications. The Benton County Sheriff's Office and the Coalition for a Healthy Benton City and the DEA will host a DEA National Prescription Drug Take-Back event. That's coming up April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Benton City Fire Station 210. Benton County deputies will be on site to assist with safe disposal of unwanted or expired prescriptions. And dozens of war veterans from the Spokane area embarked this morning on a special trip.
For the first time this year, Inland Northwest Honor Flight will take them to Washington, D.C. to see memorials built to honor their service. In 1952, a 21-year-old U.S. soldier took his first step into a country he'd never been before. More than 70 years later, Mick Buzzard still remembers his experience in the Korean War. He says seeing names of his battle buddies at the memorials will be overwhelming.
I know of a couple that would probably be on there that I had heard were that I went through basic training and everything with it.
On the flight, one veteran of World War II, 7 veterans from the Korean War, and 92 Vietnam veterans. The veterans will fly back to Spokane tomorrow night. What a wonderful treat for them.
Those are always
very
really
special.
important trips.
Absolutely. Well, a day surfing nightmare becomes a real nightmare when one man came face to face with a shark. The details on the incident that landed one man in the hospital with serious wounds.
And to infinity and beyond, WSU students will make an impact on future missions to the moon.
And we might see more rain in our future. Jason Valentine has your first alert forecast. That's still to come on KAPP Local News at 6:30.
Portion of KAPP sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
Weekdays at 11, after The View.
You've got a date with Access Daily.
Food. Food is good. All of it. Self-improvement. It's my all-time favorite thing. And, of course, fun.
You don't know this.
Plus, your favorite celebrities.
We got some new friends that join us. They're ready to party.
Access Daily.
Yep, it's the perfect date with a lot of great company. We've got you covered.
Then at noon, it's GMA3, what you need to know.
You've got a date with Access Daily, weekdays at 11, after The View, right here on KVEW.
Next, ET, we're in London for a galaxy-sized Star Wars celebration.
You know you're the daddy of the internet, right?
I am your cool daddy.
Next, ET. Tonight at 7 on KVEW.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630, Bothwell and Hamill.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
You can prepare as much as possible, but whatever you imagine, something else will happen. Patty and I have been together since 1984. Patty got diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2012. Having a caregiver helps with still being in a relationship. There's all sorts of expenses. Renting the bed and the tilt and space wheelchair. The money's going to be there, just like health insurance, and hopefully you don't ever have to use it. Walk Cares will help you take care of yourself.
New chicken nuggets from KFC? Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
We learned last week who will crew the Artemis 2 mission, which will fly by the moon.
This mission does not include a lunar landing, but future missions will. A group of Washington State University students, could have a hand in keeping future space travelers safe from moon dust.
It's not actually as nice as it sounds, Maddie.
Oh,
the reason moon dust particles are electrically charged, they stick to just about anything, including an astronaut's lungs. That can cause lunar hay fever. Moon dust can also coat and scratch surfaces. It can impact equipment. So during the Apollo missions, the astronauts just tried to use a brush to remove as much moon dust as they could. That didn't really work. So one WSU senior and associate professor says they might have to come up with a way to clean space dust.
We would watch these liquid nitrogen droplets running around on the floor like water on a hot skillet, and they would collect all of the dust and put it in the lowest part of the floor and just leave it there in one nice spot.
The team found that the sprayer removed 98% of moon dust with minimal damage to spacesuits. Next, the research team plans to do more testing, this time in a more extreme vacuum environment with electrical charging on the dust. They also plan to test the liquid nitrogen on different materials besides spacesuits. Alyssa, I don't get really bad allergies here on planet Earth, but lunar hay fever sounds like a nightmare.
That sounds like a nightmare. And I'm really hoping that after they're done with the moon dust, they move on to dog hair.
Absolutely.
That's important.
Oh my gosh, yes. Take my money. I will give that to them. Absolutely. WSU, we're calling on you.
Now, KAPP KVEW First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday evening, everyone. Again, hope you had a wonderful weekend, a nice day today. We do have heavy rain tonight, especially in the Mid-Columbia and the Blue Mountain region, and it could be accompanied by some thunderstorms. And a windy Tuesday is ahead. Actually, it's going to start in our overnight period. So let's take a look at our futurecast. Heavier cells coming through the Blue Mountain region and a little bit of heavier cells through Yakima and Ellensburg, but the best chance for any electricity will be through the Blues and the Tri-Cities. As we get to 10 o'clock tonight, some very heavy cells coming through. Then it's going to continue to lighten up, but as we get to tomorrow morning, we're finally going to start to see it leave. So after midnight, Ellensburg, Yakima, Toppenish getting a break. Then that will be moving on, and then scattered showers for your Tuesday with those heavy winds. I'll get to that in a bit. As we get to Wednesday morning, we're going to have some snow in the Blue Mountain region. Could even see a little rain snow mix to rain early on Wednesday. And then as we head into Wednesday afternoon, we could see a little bit of shower activity. And then, folks, we should finally start to dry up as we move along in our work week into our weekend. So nicer conditions are on the way, I promise. Just quite a tumultuous start to our week with the rain today and into tomorrow morning and the winds. Also, cooler temperatures. This is almost a carbon copy with what we saw last week. We had a warm Monday, an average Monday, and then much cooler temperatures as we moved along in the week, and then boom, warmed right up for our weekend. So nicer conditions and warmer conditions are on the way. The sun will come first and the warmer conditions will come after that. So quite a spike in our winds. These are going to start double-digit winds overnight. Then as we get to tomorrow afternoon, 20 to 30 mile per hour winds. So a very blustery afternoon. So just batten down the hatches, but then it will slow down into our overnight period. And folks, we'll be right around that 10 mile per hour mark as we head into our weekend. So today and tomorrow morning, we're quite a bit of showers. And then tomorrow, we're looking at all that wind. So take a look at our almanac. Look at the Yakima region. They were very chilly today, mid-50s. About 7 or so degrees off the average, still a little bit warmer overnight. But on the other hand, the Tri-Cities were above the average, just barely, and that's staying overnight. But the Blue Mountain region well above average today in those lower 70s. All right, our 2023 countdown, we are 8 days away from tax day. You get a little bit of a break. It's on the 18th of this month. The NFL draft right here on KAPP KVEW ABC, 2 weeks from Thursday, and Memorial Day 7 weeks from today. So in our overnight period, we are looking at, again, shower activity till very early, a little bit of thunder and lightning possible, mid to lower 40s or mid to upper 30s, depending on where you're at, but above the freezing level across the board. That is important. As we head into tomorrow, pretty much mid to lower 50s with those winds hitting especially in the afternoon, but still a pretty windy morning is on the way. You could see a quick little spritz tomorrow as well. So for the Tri-Cities, we're going to be in those mid to upper 50s through Thursday with that afternoon shower activity on Wednesday. Then much nicer conditions as we head into the weekend, peaking at 73 on Sunday. Overnight lows just above or well above the freezing mark for the week ahead. In the Yakima region, afternoon showers likely on Wednesday as well. And then as we move into the weekend, we are looking much nicer. So folks, get ready for all that shower activity, heavy at times for the Mid-Columbia and the Blues overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then those winds start very early tomorrow, and they're going to peak during your afternoon for your Tuesday.
Thanks so much, Jason. We have a lot more news to share with you on our mobile app. You can use the camera on your smartphone to scan this QR code, which is also at the bottom of your screen throughout the show. The code takes you right to our app for news and weather on demand. It's free to download, and there's no subscription fee. We'll be right back.
It's the home makeover sale at Furniture Row. And right now, every sofa, dining table, and bed is on sale. Save up to $800 on Purple mattress and adjustable base bundles. Plus, get 3 years no interest. The home makeover sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good, you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
This week on GMA, Abbott Elementary's Lisa Ann Walter and Katherine Hahn are both here live.
I'm kind of into it.
Plus, Kristen Cavallari cooking things up, Denzel Washington, and an exclusive Celine Dion announcement. What will it be? This week, watch GMA.
What is a leader? Someone who has backbone, resilience, determination to put a stake in the ground and get their hands a little dirty. Arrow Construction Supply has been the Northwest's leading provider of asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. From homeowner do-it-yourself to large commercial projects, we have everything for sale or rent to get the job done. Your locally owned and operated Arrow Construction Supply, leading the way and hitting our mark for 30 years.
What attracted me to working at McCurley is just how much they do for the community. And they do a lot for therapeutic riding of Tri-Cities, which I have a personal connection with. My son Caden, he has autism and he goes there. What I love most about what I do is I am a champion for my customers. We care about our customers and making sure that they get into the best and safest vehicle possible. I'm Taylor Boyce and I'm driving change at McCurley Subaru.
Find your way home in a new Subaru from McCurley Subaru, and together we can make this world a better place.
Make an experience this weekend to Vapiano. Relax in the country, experience the wine, and share in the joy. Vapiano awaits you and your friends. Make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estate and Winery. Slow down, enjoy the journey.
Make your first move with battery power made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on the FSA 57 battery trimmer. Real Steel. Find yours.
Don't make a fuss. Spring into savings at Denver Mattress. You'll shop brands like
Sealy and Temper
and Purple too. 3 years no interest. Ship free to you. Denver Mattress.
This newscast sponsored by wagrant.org. That's wagrant.org.
Well, trending tonight, a frightening encounter. A surfer in Hawaii rushed to the hospital after a shark attack.
Very scary. This happened on Oahu at Kewalo Basin Harbor. Lifeguards put up signs along the beach telling people to stay out of the water for now because of the attack. A man told a reporter the shark bit off most of the victim's right leg. One surfer says she was about 20 feet away when she spotted the shark shortly after the attack.
It's kind of my home break. Normally very safe. Never heard of any shark sighting since I lived here for the past two-ish years.
She says the shark acted aggressive and lifeguards immediately told people to get out of the water. You just don't know when nature can take over, Alyssa, especially in oceans.
I definitely always listen to lifeguards, like
absolutely
they have
get
a
out.
view.
Yes, most definitely. And yeah, you just never know what could happen in the water.
That's true. All right, you're watching KAPP KVEW Local News at 6:30. We have a final check on your forecast with a look at rain on the way coming up next.
I remember when you get a whole meal for $5.
Yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Oh.
And every Tuesday at A&W, where single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. The good old days are here again. A complete meal for just $5. Tuesdays only at A&W.
Hey Dad, look,
Us.
this is the magma chamber.
This isn't us, is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other?
She's not answering.
What? And when our phones have turned us into this, LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes. Feels good. And let's find us again. US Cellular, built for us.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Next live, Jennifer Garner plus Jesse Metcalf. And Friday, it's Ryan's farewell celebration.
Don't be ridiculous. I mean, you already moved your sofa here.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on KAPP KVEW.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good, you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let M&M Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
New chicken nuggets from KFC? Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Portion of KAPP KVEW sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
All right, let's get you ready for your Tuesday. Plenty of sunshine for the Tri-Cities. Cooler temperatures, though, by almost 10 degrees, high in the mid-50s. So for Yakima, going to stay in the mid-50s like we were today, but don't forget heavy winds during your afternoon, 20 to 30 mile-per-hour winds. We could see some very light shower activity along the Blues tomorrow. They drop about 15 degrees to the mid-50s for Walla Walla, and sunshine, partly cloudy skies, lower 50s for Ellensburg. So folks, looking at more sunshine than not tomorrow, maybe just a hint of showers in Walla Walla, but do get ready for those heavy winds in the afternoon.
Alrighty, and taking a look at the radar, Alyssa, that system really just hanging out over Yakima this evening.
Yeah, we've seen it kind of very, very slowly start moving east, but as Jason just told us, that is going to be a lot more rain coming our way later tonight.
Thank you so much for watching. We're back tonight at 11 o'clock.